The long-delayed trial into the 2020 general and regional elections commenced on Monday morning at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Senior Magistrate Lee Rondaly is presiding over the high-profile matter. 9 persons, namely former APNU AFC Government Minister Waldo Lawrence, former GCOM Returning Officer for District 4 Claremont Mingo, former GCOM Deputy Chief Election Officer Roxanne Myers, APNU AFC's Chief Scrutineer Carl Smith Joseph, former GCOM Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, and 3 former employees of GCOM, namely Enrique Livan, Michelle Miller, and Denise Bob Cummins, are the defendants in the case. The defendants are accused of 19 conspiracy charges which occurred during the period of March 2, 2020 and August 2, 2020 in Georgetown. It is alleged that the defendants conspired during the 2020 general and regional elections to defraud the electors of Guyana by declaring a false account of votes cast. In his opening address, attorney Darshan Ramdhani, who is leading the case, outlined during the trial, which is expected to run for a period of 6 weeks, numerous witnesses will testify. He said, among several things, the witnesses will detail the events which took place during the 2020 elections, particularly as it relates to the tabulation and verification of votes, which received objections due to a number of irregularities. The witnesses, Ramdhani said, will delve into details about how the figures on the statement of polls were allegedly altered to reflect that the former APNU AFC government gained an increase in votes and the PPP votes were deflated. Additionally, the prosecutor told the court that evidence will also be given in relation to a false declaration which was made by the Region 4 returning officer Mingo and the roles the defendants who were employed with GCOM played in aiding the rigging of the election's result.
The evidence is coming out. There's a lot of witnesses in this matter. So the magistrate did the proper thing, which was to set aside time so we can properly try this matter or get on with it. It's been too long.
Defense attorney U.C. Anderson made 3 applications to the court.
Today we applied for the court to visit the locus. We think it's important that the court receives an understanding of the physical layout of the building. The court gave us an undertaking that at some point in time a ruling will be made whenever that becomes relevant. The other applications we made were an application for protection of all 9 defendants from any type of harassment or intimidation of any kind whatsoever. So we wanted an SOP produced, and one of the reasons we wanted an SOP produced is because our understanding of an SOP is that there are 3 unique identifiers on every SOP. There are 3 unique identifiers on every SOP that is of an original form. We don't know if the SOPs relied on are actually originals or actually photocopies. What we do know is that with respect to those SOPs, there are 3 identifying marks known only by 3 officials. And we don't know if there was ever a reconciliation of those 3 officials doing what they needed to get done. We look forward to a very interesting period ahead.
Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Sonia Parag was the first witness to take the stand. At the time of the elections, Parag was a practicing attorney and a candidate of polls for the PPPC. In her testimony, Parag detailed to the court that the tabulation of votes commenced on March 3, 2020 at approximately 8 hours. So she said she ventured to Ashman's building to observe the process on behalf of the PPPC. Upon arrival, Parag said she entered a room in the bottom flat of the building. There were several persons in that room, including party representatives as well as local and international observers. The process, Parag explained, was being conducted by comparing numbers of the SOPs to those being called out by the returning officer, Mingo. The process, she said, continued throughout the day and went into the night. However, around 2100 hours, she recalled that Mingo related that he was tired and the process would have to continue the following morning. As such, the tabulation exercise was suspended and Parag said she subsequently left the building. Upon her return the following morning, she said the process did not continue and upon inquiring, she heard something had happened. That was when Mingo complained of feeling unwell unwell and had to be taken away by an ambulance. Though there was a commotion, Parag remained in the room to guard SOPs. Subsequently, Parag told the court that 2 GCOM employees were present in the tabulation room. The tabulation process, she said, continued in the presence of Lawrence and another female. During this, Parag told the court that Miller was holding a document and she began to call out numbers, which she said was from box number 4001 from East Bank of Demerara. The trial continued on Monday afternoon when Parag will continue her testimony. Reporting for the newsroom from the Georgetown Magistrates Court, I am Sharda Bacchus.